A city of Vancouver plans to add bike lanes and remove hundreds of parking spaces. It's not really a popular plan, though, for a lot of people. In fact, some people living downtown and at least one city council member, they oppose the plan.
You know, they say that parking is at a premium in that neighborhood. We want to know more about the controversial project. Our Wayne Haverly is live in Vancouver with what he found out. Wayne.
Yeah, well, the first phase of this project is scheduled to begin this summer, and the first phase is here on Columbia Street, as you mentioned, going from 4th Plain down to Mill Plain, and there's a dedicated bike lane, and a lot of the residents here, they had no problem with that. In fact, it sounded good to them, but what they didn't realize was they were going to get rid of all of these parking places. Hundreds of parking places in the first phase here along Columbia is part of the plan. And this goes right through the historic Howe neighborhood. Columbia is only a few blocks away from busy Uptown Village, which is along Main Street. That's where a lot of businesses are in that stretch, and a lot of those business owners, they park, and their customers park on the side streets, and Columbia as well. They're all fighting for spots with residents who live in this neighborhood. Those living on Columbia say they are not against dedicated bike lanes, but say the city did a poor job of informing them that the bike project would eliminate much of their parking.
We weren't at the table to discuss it. It's our neighborhood. It's going right through here. It's impacting us enormously, and they didn't even think to knock on a single door.
The outreach has been abysmal. And that's me being polite. So we are trying here in the 11th hour of the 59th minute to say, wait a minute, please give us a seat at the table.
Now, the first phase of the project coincides with a big paving project, and the city council has to decide whether or not to delay this first phase or to move forward. That's on the meeting on March 25th. City transportation planner Jennifer Campos tells KOIN 6 the details about losing parking spaces were posted on the project's website back in January, but admits the outreach pamphlets did not mention parking. They say they were trying to get ideas about routes. That was kind of the focus of those pamphlets. City council member Bart Hansen tells me he cannot support this project in its current form until affected residents get a seat at the table. You'll hear much more from him coming up at 5. Now, the city does plan several more outreach events in the coming week or so to talk to some of these residents about the project, but this vote happens in 11 days at the city council meeting, so it's going to be an interesting thing to watch, and of course we'll stay on top of it. Back to you.
Yeah, and that meeting will likely be packed as well. I know you'll keep us updated.